Hey guys, welcome back. It's TheCardists, and in today's video I've got a new setup. I'm going to be reviewing 3 decks in one video. Let me know what you guys think about this at the end of the video. Please let me know. I've got really cool decks of cards. I've got the Voyage, the Bicycle Koi, and then I've also got the Millennium playing cards. Now these are 3 amazing decks and I'm looking forward to reviewing these. This is a new setup, so I really need your feedback. Now, as you know, if you want to see these decks, you can. But to keep up to date, please follow me on Instagram at TheCardists UK. That will be appreciated. Now, I know all of you don't maybe want to watch all of the reviews. So if there's a certain deck you've come to review, now click on the screen and you'll see there's an actual number. And even in the description, it will say the number of time frame where that deck that you want is reviewed, just so you know. Now, the first deck is going to be the Koi playing cards. The Bicycle Koi playing cards. This deck was inspired by the beautiful coloured fish that are mostly found in Asian cultured ponds and gardens around the world. Now, the koi is a symbol of love and affection, so that's quite cool to know, and is known as the friend of the sea. It gives these fishes an instant feel of the sense of peace and tranquility. As we stare directly down into the tuck case, we spot the stunning koi surrounded by a large spade sculpture, Asian-themed patterns artwork accommodating the koi in the natural habitat. The back design, as you'll see later on, has the clusters of the actual koi, just to make an absolutely beautiful design. So, as we can see with the tuck case, it's got the exact amazing design that we expected when I was the actual cluster of them all in the middle, swimming around, having a look, and I think that's really cool that they've actually included that obviously on the back design. Yes, it has a red border, but I don't think that matters too much for this deck of cards. I think it's very well, because obviously that is the colour of the fish, but that's quite a cool little item to it as well. Now, this was actually brought out by Collectible Playing Cards Company, and it was manufactured by the United States Playing Card Company in Kentucky, and it was also just, one of Collectible Playing Cards decks of cards. On the side, it does state that this was printed by the USPCC, and then on the other side, it has air cushion finish. So that's quite a standard stock for most bicycle decks. It does have a custom seal, which obviously includes the ace that we saw on the front of the tuck case. And on the back, or in the actual tab, it has the bicycle branding copyright information on it as well. Now, there's nothing printed on the inside. I think this is missed. I think it would be really cool if they coloured that in as well. And also if you can see the aces are on the actual tabs. Now, the back design is literally what you see on the back of the tuck case. You've got the cluster of fishes there. Really, really cool. The koi are there. Then you also receive a Collectible Playing Cards card, which I think is useless, but that's a card that you normally receive. And then you get 2 jokers that literally do not suit the rest of the deck. So you have this nice Asian themed back design there with a kind of the gradient to the back, but they do not suit at all the actual next card which you'll see, which is the Ace of Spades. You can see in the Ace of Spades, it's completely the opposite. Yes, you've got the scales kind of in the actual pips itself, but it does not look the same as what the Jokers did. And I think that's one thing that I've got to point out, is it does not look the same throughout this deck. So that's one thing I was a bit unsure about. Okay, as we've already seen, the Ace will skip past this. Now, all of the Spades, as you can see, have this really cool design in them, which is basically the scales on a fish. So throughout the Spades, you do get this effect of the scales that are on there. Now, the royalty here, as you can see, they're standard royalty, but they've got a red colouring to them, which is quite a cool little accent there. And it's the same for the diamonds as well. You can see you've got the nice coil kind of scale effect that's on the diamonds, which is cool. Now, the royalty is exactly the same. Jack, Queen, King, exactly the same with the light red colours, different shades. Clubs, exactly the same as the Spades. As you can see, they're just standard faces. There's not a lot to talk about in these, because it's just a standard deck of cards. It's not like, it's not like, wow, so many different unique things. It's just a standard deck. There's a lot of standard parts in this deck of cards. Now, throughout this deck, it looks quite cool. Obviously, the back design, as I referenced before, is really, really nice. You get a nice thin border, all of the actual koi there kind of grouping up, which I love. Now, many of you are going to wonder about the handling. Now, this is printed by the USPCC. We both know it's going to handle well. It's going to cut well. It's going to spring well. It's going to do it all. It has no issues at all in this deck. Now, what I mainly like about this is the ferroing. When I did a ferro, it looked amazing. And what I like about this as well, because it's got a red border, it's a little bit different to something I'm used to. I don't use many decks that have a red border, and I think it fares very well. Now, as I said, when you do a ferro, as you can see, absolutely easy. There's no problems there. Somehow I did a giant fan, but I kind of stopped it halfway. Don't know why I did that. But it's just a really cool deck, and I think it's worth picking up. It's very cheap. It's under like $10, so it's worth picking up in that respect. The back design's great. The deck's great. It's just a really cool deck of cards. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the next deck, and hopefully you guys will like that. Thanks for watching this deck. Let's move on. Okay, so the Voyage Deck was inspired by the works of Jules Verne, an author of the 20,000 word legends Under the Sea and Around the World in 8 Days. The deck was designed by Stephen Chaser in 2014 and printed in 2015, but is now available for the first time. The stock and the unique finish allows a smooth handling and durability, and obviously there is 3 other colours of this deck. So there's the black, the red and the blue, and obviously this is the black. Now, it actually has 2 custom jokers and a custom ace of spades and a no zero logo card. Now, I've got to say, before we do get on with the cards, look at this tuck case. It is absolutely stunning. You've got the word Voyage on the top, playing cards, no zero on the bottom there with the no zero logo. You've got the octopus coming up, getting on the ship, really knows what it's doing. Back design, nice red seal, pops straight away. You've got the lighthouse there with a mirror back design with a star in the centre to really tie the deck together. It's got a really nice white border displaying on the actual deck. I think that is really, really cool. It's different, it's unique, I love it. Next bit is on the side and it has Voyage playing cards, and obviously it says Deck 2 because there's 3 decks, and then it has the nozero.net website, so check it out if you like. So that's what I like, that they've obviously included the really nice detail work on the side, and this is exactly the same on the other side as well. On this other side it has design by Yaz Studios, or Yeah Studios is however you like to pronounce it. So it's designed by an actual studio, which is really cool, and even with the sides, as you can see, it continues the actual design that very well ties in to the actual back design and the front of the design as well, which I think is quite a cool little element they've included, which is cool. Now, the bottom also includes a nice detailing, which is exactly the same as what you see pretty much across this deck anyway. It's the same pattern, the kind of, you know, the little helmet you'd wear under the sea, just to make sure you're still alive. So all around quite cool, actually. Yeah, nice. So it does come with a seal. As you can see, it's got a circle, like the world there in the centre. It's a nice bright red seal. And obviously, what I like about the seal is what it matches on the inside of the tuck case. Now, the red seal really pops, and so does the inside of the deck. Now, as you can see, the tuck case has the number 0 logo there. Really, really cool, really pops. The colouring of the deck, I like when a deck has actually got a colour on the inside. Some decks don't do it, they skip it. I think it's worthwhile that they've actually not skipped it, they've used it, and they've utilised the actual back. So let's have a look at the back design. Now, the back design is really cool. Obviously, we've seen it on the tuck case. It's literally what you see on the tuck case. You've got the nice mirror back design. I really like it. We've already seen it, so let's move on. Now, you do get a duplicate King of Hearts, which I think was quite interesting to get an extra King of Hearts. And then you also get a number 0 logo card, which I just think they could have used a blank card and done something a little bit more useful, really, for most magicians. You then get the 2 jokers, absolutely cool. You get these nice little submarines there, something a little bit different. Something this, I just guess, maybe I haven't seen before. It's just a little bit out there, but I think, to be honest with you, you've got to be a little bit out there anyway for this type of deck. It's different, you know, it's unique, which is cool, and yeah, it's all round really, really nice. So let's actually have a look at the cards themselves. So first off, this is the Ace of Spades. It has no 0 playing cards from England, and it's just really cool. There's like nautical theme there. Now, the rest of the pips throughout are just standard bicycle. You're going to be used to them. You're going to know what to expect. The whole way through is just the standard faces. The royalty themselves, Jack, Queen, King, exactly the same as what we used to. There's no issues there. They are just standard. They look good. It's just, in my opinion, they're just standard faces. They could have done something with that. The amazing back design and all the faces looked really good. But I think when it's come to this, these could have been a lot better. That's just me. Let me know what you guys think. So yeah, the whole way through it is just standard, and then you obviously get to the actual deck. Now, handling, it's got a very plastic coated finish. I've got to mention on this, and as I'm showing the back design here, you can see it again. But it has got a very plasticky finish. But I really like that. You know, for example, it hasn't got an air cushion finish. Obviously, it hasn't got little dimples in it. It's literally a plastic coated stock, but it fans and handles amazingly. As you can see, it has no issues in here. Cutting, and obviously I really like the Ace of Spades. Nice to see a glimpse of that again. Cuts really nicely. Obviously Charlier cuts, you know, springs and all of that type of stuff easily. Riffle shuffles, as you can see, like a dream. All around a very, very cool deck. And it looks really good in the hands. Like you could go and use this for an actual deck if you were going to use this in an actual, maybe a Magic or something like that. So it's really quite cool that you get that as well. So really, really nice deck of cards. Something I'd recommend and worth picking up. Let's move on to the next deck. Okay, so now we're going to look at the last deck, which is the Millennium playing cards. This is the luxury edition designed by Keshu Mongia in the UK and printed by the USPCC in the USA. I actually met the owner of the company and he actually gave me this deck to review, so I will be linking about them as well, which is really, really cool. Now, the headline is, it's printed by the USPCC, it's a premium paper stock, linen finish, so air cushion, crushed stock and traditional cut. It's got custom pip layout to enhance the spin of moves, gold and blue kind of recoloured USPC court cards, a reduced pip indexed to enhance fan spreads, and also a backer card with all the backers' names who pledged over 6 decks of cards, and a duplicate 10 of clubs. And then it's actually the top box has actually got a geometrical art reflecting the cards and a elegant design. So really, really cool. And obviously the deck itself features a beautiful deep blue back, gold features creating the the really good elements, and yeah, really cool. And it's quite a luxury feel deck, which I was using at the actual UK card con. Okay, so let's get on with the tuck case. You've seen it for long enough, you know what it's all about. We're going to skip it, you've seen it for long. Back design, really, really cool, shows the white border there, and it also includes the little ace of Spades logo just on the tab that you can see the reveal. There is no seal to this deck, it's just got a cellophane that was around it before I ripped it off. And then the actual bottom or top of the tuck case, it actually has the name of the deck. On the side, it has just nothing at all, just this nice detailing work there. But yeah, it's just the design, there's like nothing else to go by there. That's literally all you get is that, which isn't a problem. And then you get on the bottom, it just says the design by and produced by Galaxy Designs, and then it also has some corporate information for the USPCC, which I'm sure we're all familiar now if you are a playing card collector. If you're not, then yeah, I'm surprised. This is the actual tuck case when it's opened. You can see it's got a really nice back design. The blue and the gold really, really pop. And then obviously the back design of the actual cards is going to be the exact same. There's not a lot to go over because it's the same. You then get the actual card that states about the people that have backed, and obviously these are the people that backed over 6 decks of cards, so thanks to everybody who backed over 6 cards, I guess, so well done, because this deck wouldn't be made. You do get a duplicate 10 of clubs, which is useful for obviously Magic, so that's a nice little souvenir that you get to use. And then you also get the 2 jokers that say Joker Joker with his interesting design. Now the back design, I did say when I spoke to the guy, was it does remind me of the Tally Ho. Obviously that's not where he's got the idea, so just to clarify, that's not where the actual original idea of this deck come from. Now as you can see with the ace I showed you, it's got this metallic ink to it, which is really, really cool. You see these metallic inks and they just really reflect the whole way through this deck, which is quite a cool little feature to have, these metallic inks. Now these are the royalty they talked about. They're just standard, but the colouring of them, the gold and the blue really pops, and the metallic-y inks really work well together. Same to when you get to the hearts as well, exactly the same, the nice reflective colours to them. Now the custom pip placements throughout this deck really, really make it worthwhile. Look at them, they look really, really nice. And obviously the pip placements, some of them are standard, but then you get a nice custom ace of hearts there, which is cool. And then you get obviously the diamonds themselves that continue the whole way through, with the really custom pip placement there and throughout, just with a really nice design just the whole way through. You then get the ace of clubs, really, really cool, and then you actually get the ace of diamonds and the rest of the diamonds going throughout this deck, which is another cool design. Then you got the ace of diamonds and then back to the ace of spades. Now the back design, you can see, has the metallic ink there, really works really well. Obviously it just really shines and it's really reflective. So let's have a look at the actual handling of this deck. Fans amazingly, as you can see, cuts and spreads and everything like that, like a dream. I've had no issues with this deck at all. It's been really, really good. I was using it at the expo when we went to I went to an expo recently. I used this when I was walking around. It's a really cool deck. It catches people's eyes. It's just a really nice deck of cards. So all around, it's a very cool deck. So listen, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different. Now I need your comments. Please comment down below and let me know what you think about this deck and also any of the other decks I reviewed. Do you like the setup? Please let me know. Okay, so thanks again for watching this video, guys. Please let me know what you guys think of the setup. Should I keep it to how it was, or should I keep it to this? I do appreciate if you've got this far, and I'll see you guys next one. Goodbye.